on and off controversies, the reactions. Miss anything? With us, you have everything. Every Wednesday, join the winning team. Kick-off time is 4 p.m. We'll keep you glued to your radio set for 1 hour, one whole hour, discussing the round letter game of soccer. Wednesdays, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Just football. The sound of the whistle. Let the action begin.
Rocking the IMC. Let's finish.
Okay, welcome to your favorite football show on Just Football on Splash 105.5 FM, the Integrity Station. Every Wednesday we're back here, to talk football, and we're back here again today to do that. And so all the focus about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The Super Eagles of Nigeria, because they are back in Lagos. We play in Lagos, and I look at the squad of the Super Eagles, and majority of, in fact, all of the players in that squad, I don't think any one of them have played in Lagos before. So it's perhaps going to be a new terrain entirely. And then the question is, will there be fans or not? We'll talk about that today. So it's all about the Super Eagles of Nigeria here on Just Football today. Welcome to the show. My name is Blessing Fowowe. My friends are here. Anima Shaun and Faith Adedeji. We are just going to rush through this today because we do not have much time. Guys, how you doing? Good afternoon. Good to see you.
Good afternoon to you, Blessing. Good afternoon to Faith and to the listener out there. Yes, like you rightly said, we've got an action-packed day already in the world of football, as we have World Cup qualifiers kicking off right there in Europe, and of course in South America. We've got African Cup of Nations, also qualifiers for it, also going on the way right there in Africa. And like you said, all the Eagles are now back in Nigeria, precisely in Lagos. It's really the atmosphere is really quite hyped up right there in Lagos, and we are here to perhaps just tap a bit of current from it and then spread it out to all our listeners. So good afternoon to you and to all our listeners.
Faith, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing very fine. Good afternoon to you, Blessing. Good afternoon, Ewa. And of course to our very listeners as well. It's another Wednesday, and it means it's time for Just Football. And you've ruled out so many things that we'll be talking about today. Whenever the Super Eagles are in action, we're always super hyped up. We're always super pumped up. So I think our listeners should sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Okay, real quick, starting off with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Of course, that's what we're going to be doing mostly today. CAF, that's the Confederation of African Football, saying that fans can attend the qualifier between Nigeria and Lesotho at the Teslim Balogun Stadium on the 30th of March, provided attendance doesn't exceed 30% of the 24,000-seat capacity stadium. CAF gave directive yesterday in a statement detailing the permissible level of fans' attendance all games to be played in the qualifying window. Now, Africa's governing body, however, insisted that the strict COVID-19 guidelines must be adhered to alongside local government regulations. The directive comes after new President Patrice Motsepe indicated that all CAF administered matches, including inter-club competitions, to be played without fans. So fans, a few section of fans, a few capacity of fans will be allowed. That's about 8,000. About 8,000. Okay, so perhaps it will be a first come first serve basis.
Perhaps they'll actually have to increase the price of the ticket. That's
the way to sift people out. How much?
Maybe 10,000 naira per ticket. If you love the Super Eagles that much, why not?
This Nigeria that enjoys so much open doors to people, because they'll tell you, we have not been here in a long while, let's just open the doors down to them.
Yeah, I understand. So this is Lagos, yeah, and they say Lagos is perhaps the commercial center of Nigeria, unarguably, isn't it? And I'm not too sure that with the population of football fans we have in Lagos, we would actually struggle to come up with about 8,000 people that can actually afford that amount. I'm just putting a price on it. It could be 5,000, it could be even be less than that. I don't know whatever approach they want to put, but just the way to ensure that the gate is not wide open to virtually everybody, and of course to avoid a bit of stampede even at the entrance and all that, and possibly just make sure that the COVID-19 guidelines and rules are maintained at the entrance, which is the most important thing.
So now I'm wondering how you want to ensure COVID-19 regulations at the entrance.
By making sure you actually present your ticket. Of course, there will be security officials heavily at the entrance. So if you're not with your ticket, you have no business at the entrance. That's just it. So if the ticket is put at 10,000 naira or even 20,000, you want to watch the Super Eagles? Yes. pay that much, at least on arguably they're actually our biggest football brand, aren't they? So indeed, if you're ever going to actually catch the glimpses in Lagos for the first time in about a decade, obviously it's not going to.
If you were a fan, if you were a fan, I mean, take away your journalist tag now. You are just an ordinary fan.
Yeah.
How much would you pay
to watch the Super Eagles?
Yes. I mean, I didn't want to ask if you were going to be willing to pay 10,000 naira, but I wanted to know how much you think might be huge coming from your pocket if you were a fan.
Might be huge. Say 50,000.
That's the amount you are willing to pay.
No. Might be huge. You said might be huge.
Okay,
of course, I would feel that's way too much. That's isn't that what you're saying?
So which would you be willing to pay?
Anything less than 20, I'm 20 and downwards. I can actually pay that for the Super Eagles.
Yeah, obviously something around that. There's nothing wrong in paying 5, 10, 15,000 to see the Super Eagles. I mean, we spend something around that range to get original jerseys or close to original jerseys of some of these foreign brands.
You know how much you pay for your TV subscription, don't you?
So we do all these things. So there's nothing. I want to see Joe Aribo in action. I want to see some of the best guys in action. So you look at that and say, well, Victor Osimhen is in that team. You look at all the senior man Kelechi Iheanacho is also somewhere there. So you look at all those, the lineup of players in that squad. You look at that. Well, there's nothing bad in that. The Super Eagles is a big brand. So there's nothing wrong in us. It's our national team. It's the most. You say the peak of football in Nigeria, if you have to say that. So, I think I subscribe to AY's School of Thought.
20,000 and less. That's how much you guys are willing to pay for the Super Eagles. Unfortunately, I can't take because I would have loved to know how much people will be willing to pay for the Super Eagles. How much will I be willing? I think 10,000 less. Yes. Downwards.
Yes, spend this money.
I'm just looking at distance, for instance. I mean, Lagos.
I thought we were talking about strictly just the ticket fee.
Yes, but I'm also considering other costs.
Accommodation.
Just imagine I was going to travel to a place like Port Harcourt or a place like Uyo, for instance.
Lionel Messi is coming to Ibadan to play at Adamasingba. Won't you pay?
Now you are raising the roof.
Won't you pay more than
now you are raising the roof?
Okay, guys, let's move on real quick. Senior man Chaos is in town, just like Faith mentioned earlier. He was the last Eagle to join the camp. Yes, he's now joined up with them, but they're getting ready. And the General has been speaking about that game, the two games that they have, and he's saying that the Super Eagles would dent Benin Republic's 8-year unbeaten home record. Benin Republic have not been beaten at home in 8 years, and does it look like an undaunt? Maybe insurmountable task. Maybe not for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, but
for the Super Eagles.
But you have to be very careful, don't you?
Yeah, obviously. We saw it with Sierra Leone. I'm sure the boys must have learned a lot from that. Maybe a refining experience, I must say, because losing a four-goal lead in that particular game is not something you want to happen all the time. So playing against Benin Republic this time around, I think it's just the perfect outing, so that the other game against Lesotho would just be a ceremonial game. It would just be about getting some players, get caps. Maybe some of the home-based lads will get caps here and there. But the most important thing for the first game is get the results. You wouldn't want to put yourself in a situation where we need a point from 2 games, quite all right. But if you lose the first game and then the second game becomes too important, then that will be a problem for us. When the pressure becomes too high, you can buckle at any moment, and you can just lose it and all that. So, but I think Benin Republic, the Beninans are not exactly the biggest team on the continent. They are not one of those teams that we should say should give us the biggest of problems. So I expect the boys to navigate based on the run of form that some of these guys are right now. Onuachu is in a rich vein of form. Kelechi is in a very good form. So you look at all these guys and you say that, well, we should be able to dispatch the guys from Benin Republic.
We should be able. If you remember what happened with Sierra Leone, hang on, AY. I mean, we're still going to talk about that because I still have many more talking points for us to talk about from the camp of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. But first off, we need to go on a quick commercial break, pay some bills. We'll be back to continue. Stick around.
As body dey totori you anytime they download and watch plenty videos like say tomorrow not day. That's so one corner of your brain go dey tell you say as it is sweet you so make you remember say na your pocket go hear am o. My brother, my sister, the truth be say that one na before o. Now when you buy data wey dey last with shikini money on top MTN, you go jollificate 10GB data for 3,000 naira and 20GB data for 5,000 naira. Plus say they go come sama you 4GB awoof data for take watch YouTube videos for the data network with the reliable. Shikina, just dial *131# for take turn up your ogbonge data for shikini money on top MTN. Terms and conditions dey.
Everywhere you go, MTN.
It's a happy feeling when receiving All of the love, coming from family.
So many recipes, creating memories. Every day and every night, bonding families.
60 years of joy, giving love, so much value, quality. Golden penny is you, golden penny is me. Golden penny is at the heart of the family. Golden penny is you, golden penny is me. Golden penny is at the heart of the family. Oh yo yo yo, golden penny 60.
Golden Penny Foods is celebrating 60 years at the heart of the family.
Heart of the family.
A fully furnished, nice and comfortable hostel accommodation in University of Ibadan, or a place for seminars and executive trainings at the same venue? You do not have to worry. Adebayo Akonde Hall suits your lodging needs and provides you a home away from home. Adebayo Akonde Hall is a 4-star hostel built in a serene environment with constant supply of electricity. It has fully furnished rooms that gives you great comfort at an affordable price. Adebayo Akonde Hall is located at Ajibode Extension, University of Ibadan. To make reservations, visit www.adebayohall.com or call the numbers 0805-699-8718, 0805-699-8719, 0805-699-8720. Adebayo Akonde Hall. Built for comfort. Built for you.
Come, you don't put yeast for bread before? The dough go just the rise. They rise like 5,000 naira when you put for EcoBank. Before you know, if it become 25,000 naira.
Oga Baker!
Hi! Now so EcoBank customers just dey dance a willow as EcoBank Super Rewards don't begin boku their money falla. Save 5,000 naira for your EcoBank account for 30 days or open new EcoBank account with 5,000 naira deposit and you fit be one of the 50 people who go collect 25,000 naira a woof every week for 4 months. 4 people go win 1 million naira grand prize each. Collect EcoBank card for your account and link your card to *326# or EcoBank mobile to increase your assurance. So terms and conditions apply. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Oṣù Àbíyì, oṣù àpẹ́lẹ́, oṣù ẹ̀yọ́nú tún ti dé o. Oṣù Ramadan tí gbogbo èèyàn máa ń jí fàfàmìà lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run ọba Allah pẹ̀lú ṣíṣe àwọn onígbọ̀wọ́ ètò lọ́lọ́kọ̀-ò-jọ̀kan yálà lóru àti lọ́sàn-án àwẹ̀ Ramadan. Ìyẹn lórí ìkànnì ọmọlúwàbí Splash FM 105.5 àti Lágẹ̀lú FM 96.7. Àsìkò rẹ̀ ó látún ti wá fagbọ̀n kọ́rẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run ọba lékè ọlá pẹ̀lú ṣíṣe àwọn onígbọ̀wọ́ ètò bí oníṣẹ́jú 5, 10 àti 15. Bákan náà làǹfààní tún ṣí sílẹ̀ fún yín o láti kẹ́bùn wá fàmìà fáwọn èèyàn láti máa fi ṣèfàjẹ́ lóru àwẹ̀. Ẹ tètè máa bọ̀ wá o sí ìkànnì ọmọlúwàbí Splash FM àti Lágẹ̀lú FM òkè gájòkè láti wá ṣòǹgbọ̀wọ́ àwọn ètò nínú lámàlánà yìí. Fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé ẹ pè Amir Lukman Tijani sórí nọ́mbà yìí 080-733-21933. Oṣù àwẹ̀ Ramadan tó wọlé dé yìí Ọlọ́run ọba ò ní dùn wá ládàá. Allahumma amin.
Ibadan. 9 Mobile 4G LTE has landed and we are in for the time of our lives. Streaming matches will never be the same. Video calls will be clearer than ever. Work will be so smooth, it won't feel like work. That's smooth.
Yes, Ibadan. Enjoy browsing with quality 4G LTE on 9 mobile data plans. Get 2 GB plus free access to social media for 500 naira. 7 GB plus free access to social media for 1,500 naira. And 3.5 GB free data for night streaming on select monthly data plans of 1,000 naira and above. Dial *200*3*1# to get started. T's apply. 9 Mobile.
It's a brand new day and I'm feeling the heat. I walk into the bathroom so I can hit the street. I'm not just looking for a shower, I'm looking for a drive. Feel like no other confidence through a nice and cool chill. It's an all-in-one soap, so dope, cause it kills germs, makes you fly, got you smelling so fresh. Yeah, plus it's Premier Cool season, got me feeling fresh for no reason. Yeah. Stay chilled with Premier Cool toilet soap. Removes 99.9% of germs and contains real menthol extracts for that icy cool feel.
Welcome back. Thanks for sticking around with us right here on Splash 105.5 FM. It is just football, and we've been talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Remember, they have a doubleheader, important doubleheader in the next couple of days, starting from the first game against Benin Republic. That's they're going away to Cotonou, and later on Tuesday they'll be hosting Lesotho there in Lagos. And some of the boys have been speaking a lot. I'd have loved to play their voices for us to hear today, but because of our time, I'm just going to go straight to the talking points that I've noticed from all of this. First part of this is the home-based, the inclusion of the home-based AY. These guys who have been called up to the national team, who perhaps might not even get a chance to play. But many of them have been talking about how this is an important move for their careers, how they are playing for the home-based players, and how they feel like they are being noticed and all of that. But I'm wondering, is it just a point where they just call them up to make up the numbers, just like usual?
I'm not too sure that will be the case. Why is that? Is because listen, firstly, we have them in numbers 3. I'm not too sure we've had up to that amount in some months or even years now. And then coupled with the fact that you look at players that obviously pulled out, and of course they are coming in to replace. I think there's a big chance for them to at least have a shout, maybe in the first game or even the second. Because at the end of the day, you realize, firstly, Moses Simon, I think, is not available for this one. Basically, all the Moses Simon and Samuel Kalu, I believe strongly, are not available for this one. So that means there's a big chance that Anayo Iwala, even if he doesn't start the game, could eventually come off the bench. I mean, he's in red up form. I did a trade on him yesterday, and of course, I think this is just a golden opportunity for him. You look at the defender from Abia Warriors as well, who I actually think might also be given a shot. I think Omeru is not available.
Yes, Omeru is not available.
So Leon Balogun and possibly William Trust Ekong. So if there is a need for him to actually rejig something, he could get a shot. And ultimately, when you realize that Semi Ajayi has never really been categorized as a central defender, by Gunnar Raw. So that possibly improves his chances. I think the only person amongst them is John Noble, who I feel may not have the brightest of chances, because it seems Gunnar Raw has made up his mind about the goalkeeper's department. The Sparta Rotterdam goalkeeper, that is Maduka Okoye, obviously is the first choice. And even if he's not even going to start both games, perhaps one of the games, and is looking out for someone else, I'm not too sure John Noble would be the right choice, or possibly the best choice for him, considering the fact that he's got a certain Uzo in the camp as well. So I think amongst these 3, John Noble seems to have the slimmest of chances. I
want us to go back to the defense. He was talking about Shemi Ajayi, who Draw has been talking about. He thinks he's better placed in the midfield. And Shemi was speaking about his preferred position, says is the central defense. Yeah, of course, obvious. He says he wants to play anywhere the coach puts him, but of course, he wants to play in the center defense.
That is what a player will tell you, that I want to play anywhere the coach says I should play. But we all know that Shemi Ajayi is better as a centre half. Anytime he plays as a defensive midfielder or a holding midfielder for the Super Eagles, we always see that our frailty, we see that deficiency. This is not something he does week in, week out. And this is not exactly his specialty. You notice that he's very big and he's better as a centre back. But it is what it is. I don't know. Maybe because of the paucity. I'm not sure it's a paucity, but that is just what it has been now. We have a kind of scarcity of a defensive midfielder in the Super Eagles fold for some time right now. Whenever Wilfried Ndidi is out, then we always get to struggle. Sometimes we play a table as a makeshift defensive midfielder who is more of a box-to-box midfielder. And you look at all those things and say maybe that is the reason why the coach is always looking at him in that position. But one thing about coaches is they always like players that are versatile. You like the fact that whenever you have a problem in one position, you look at a particular James Milner, for example, for Liverpool. If they have a problem in right full-back position, James Milner will easily slot in. Left full-back position, he slots in. Central midfield, he slots in. Centre-back at times, he slots in. So you look at players like that, you want to have players like that around. So I think it's also good for him, but for his own career, it's better for him to be a specialist. So going forward, I hope he will be a specialist centre-back.
Be a specialist. And the last one for me is Kelechi Iheanacho. Can he maintain that form that he has for Leicester with Nigeria?
Yeah, you cannot rule anything out. When a player is in a rich vein of form right now, anything can happen. And I remember one of those videos after the hat-trick he scored. He said he would give us a hat-trick too, the Super Eagles, but he didn't say it would be now. He said maybe at the World Cup or one big tournament, he would score a hat-trick, and it's just what it is. So I'm hoping that Kelechi will definitely continue that run of form for the Super Eagles, and maybe get 1 or 2 goals, and we would seal that qualification as quickly as possible.
Anyway.
I'm a bit cautious. Why is that? Is firstly because of the quality of pitch. That's one thing I think we seem to actually overlook. Benin Republic have been unbeaten at home for about 8 years now, and during that period, they've
hosted. It's because of the quality of pitch.
Listen, it is
not
part
their
of
own
it.
Quality.
Listen, honestly, that's my strong belief. Albeit because of the fact that away teams usually struggle at that kind of pitch. We saw what played out when Super Eagles were away at Sierra Leone last year. We all thought after the 4-4 draw, we were going to go there for the kill and, of course, have a bit of revenge. But we saw the quality of pitch, and that pretty much made it difficult for our players to actually have their own style of play. So I think Kelechi Iheanacho would obviously struggle with this as well. He's not an entirely different player from the crop of players we've got in the Super Eagles squad already. And then coupled with the fact that the style of play is totally different. With the Super Eagles against Benin Republic and against Lesotho, I expect these two countries to actually sit back. When it's playing with Leicester, most of the oppositions he flourished against in recent fixtures were teams that were open up in the defense. I mean, they were actually not sitting deep and, of course, trying to soak up the pressure. Typically Manchester United. So he had a lot of spaces to run into, obviously playing off the back of the shoulders of Jamie Vardy as well. So I feel personally that the style of play would tilt it a little bit against him as well, and we could eventually just have Kelechi Iheanacho even struggling to get a goal or two in the Super Eagles.
Struggling to get the goal or two. Anyway, on Saturday and of course Tuesday, we'll find out as if he gets the nod from the coach. But I feel like the coach will be having some sort of headache now as to who is going to use in some of those positions, because some of these players are really in good rich vein of form. But we have to leave on Just Football today. We apologize that we're bringing you this for just about 30 minutes. Next week we'll be back here better. But before that, tomorrow at 7:30 in the morning, we're talking about sports bank. Also look much more in depth into more news coming from the camp of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, and of course the FIFA World Cup, the qualifiers that are started. 2022 FIFA World Cup qualifiers started for the European nations. We'll be talking about that. There are some games that will be going on later today. So tomorrow on Sports Bank at 7:30, we will talk about that. Thanks for being a part of this. Ayobami Animation, thanks for being here. Faith Adeliji, thanks for being here. My name is Blessing Fowowe. Have a great Wednesday. Au revoir.
Splash FM 105.5.
Here is
105.5.
Accessing
105.5.
one station, all the hits.
105.5.